Hi, sixth graders. Your assignment for this week, after you've completed your notes from the video, is to go to this energy choice board, and you have some different choices of some different activities to do. This is going to be 10 points total in your formative, so it's not a test or anything like that. So what you're going to do is you're going to choose some from these different point values to add up to 10 points. So you can choose 2 of the 5-point activities or 1 of the 10-point activities to do. Okay, so I'm going to go through and just explain each one, and when you get to this activity you can click on the links, the titles, and that will bring you to the page that describes it. So the energy flow diagram is the first one. That's a 5-point. So find 5 objects around the house and create a diagram for each showing how energy is transferred. So when we go to that, what this is these are from the video we talked about the energy transformation. So I picked a lamp, and a lamp's going to start with the electrical energy, and it changes into light energy, which is electromagnetic, and it also turns into thermal energy because lamps get kind of hot. Okay? To complete this assignment, each of these pages tells you what you have to do to complete the assignment. And so this one says make a copy of this slide and fill in the chart with your 5 examples. Submit the link on the Google form on the last page. And all of the assignments will be handed in on the Google form, so I'm going to show that a little bit later. So you would click on this slide right here, and it will bring you to this slideshow, and you make a copy of this and then fill it in, and then I'll show you how to submit it in a minute. Okay, so that one is a 5-point activity. I can click here to go back to the choice board. I'll go through the 5-point activities first. Another 5-point activity is a podcast or interview. So what you're going to be doing is writing 5 questions, and you're going to interview a friend or family member and ask them at least 5 questions about energy. So you're going to write your script ahead of time so that they kind of know what to say as well. All right, so you're going to do this using Flipgrid, or if you wanted to do a YouTube video, or you could just record audio like a podcast, and then you're going to have to submit that link on the Google form. If you do Flipgrid, you can just do it right on here. All right, the next 5.1 is to make a meme. It says create a meme explaining either the different types of energy, energy transformations, or the law of conservation of energy. So you're just going to explain those things in your meme, and here's a meme generator if you have a question or you need some help or some guidance. Make sure your pictures are appropriate for school. So to complete this assignment, you'll put your meme into a Google Doc, or if you use this meme generator, it ends up being a Google Drawing. Okay, so you'd make a copy of that, and then you're just going to share that link on the Google form. And the last 5.1 is a Flipgrid. It says using Play-Doh or any other items you can find, create a Flipgrid on the law of conservation of energy. Make sure to include any key vocabulary. So what you're going to do is explain the law. You're going to give examples of how energy is conserved, so give some examples of those transformations, and use props or a picture visual of some sort. Okay, and here's the Flipgrid link right there. So those are your 5-point activities. Those ones you would choose 2 of those to complete in order to add up to 10 points. The 10-point activities, this Rube Goldberg actually is more of a challenge. It might take longer than the hour to complete this. So only do this if it's something that you're really interested in, but I thought I'd throw it out there. So Rube Goldberg was a cartoonist, and he had these cool different activities where, let's say he wanted to turn on a light switch, but he made it more complicated than it needed to be. And there's a little background on Rube Goldberg if you're interested in that. So for this one, what you would do is you would watch this video right here, and this video shows a super cool Rube Goldberg machine that was created. It's pretty fun to watch. And then on this website, you can click on this link, or you can Google search Rube Goldberg machines and kind of get some ideas. You're going to create a Rube Goldberg machine that does something, and you're going to video your machine once it works, and you're going to describe in your video at least 3 energy transformations that occur in the machine. Okay, and your hint here is that many of them will just change from potential to kinetic and back to potential and kinetic. You might not use those specific 7 forms of energy that we talked about in the notes. This video right here gives you a little overview or some directions and some materials you might use to build it. So to do this, you can do your video on the Flipgrid, or you could record it in a different way and share the link on the Google form. Yeah, won't let me back. Okay. The next 10-point activity would be a song or poem. So you're going to write a song or a poem explaining the 7 different types of energy, the law of conservation of energy, and energy transformations. And you're going to give 1 or 2 examples of those. So you can just write this out on a Google Doc, type it up on a Google Doc, and submit it for the slideshow to get 10 points. If you choose to perform it, you can do that, and then you would perform it on the Flipgrid link, and you can get 2 extra credit points if you do that. So it'd be fun to see. A pamphlet or drawing. It says create a pamphlet or drawing using Google Draw on what we've learned about energy. Include the different types of energy as well as information about energy transformations. Use color and diagrams. So it tells you what to include on there. A pamphlet is really just a folded up piece of paper. So if you wanted to do something on an actual piece of paper, you could do that. If you can get a good picture of it and submit it in, I'm totally fine with that. Or you can use Google Draw, and then you'd submit the link on the Google form or the picture on the Google form. And that's a 10.1. Game Maker is your last 10-point option. It says create a game about what you learned about energy. It must include at least 10 spaces or questions. Play with a friend or family member. It could be a board game, a quiz game like cards, like a Trivial Pursuit type game, or an online game like Kahoot or Quizzes or Quizlet. I put Quizzes, but here's the Quizlet link. These are the information, this is the information that you need to include, and I did put links to Kahoot and Quizlet. It might not let you make a game with your school account because I think you have to maybe be 13. So you might need, if you're choosing one of these, you might need a parent to help you get kind of logged into that. So you can try that. Otherwise, you can just do cards on questions and type it up, or however you want to do it. Okay, so it says for the digital game, share the link on the Google form in the last slide. And if it is not digital, take pictures or video and put it into the Google Doc. Share the link to the Google Doc on the Google form. Okay, so those are your choices. So remember, 2 5-point choices or 1 10-point choice. Okay, so to turn these in by the end of the week, at the bottom of each slide, it has this Google form linked. It's also on the very last slide of the slideshow here. That's actually where that link will bring you to. So you can just click on that link, and then you'll click on the Google form submission link. Whatever you're sharing, make sure that anyone at ISD 728 with the link can access it. But you'll go into the Google form and fill it in here, your last name, first name, class hour, and then you're going to click the boxes for the ones that you're turning in or the ones that you did. So maybe if you did these 2, you'd click both of them, or maybe you just did 1, okay? And then for this bottom part, you're only going to fill in the links for the choices you picked. So if I did the Game Maker, I'm just going to scroll down to where it says Game Maker here, okay? And I'm going to put the link in here, or if it's on a Google Doc, I'm going to put the link to my Google Doc in that slot. Okay, some of these have links right to the Flipgrid. So if you did the Flipgrid, you can just click on there, check this box, and then just click on here to make your Flipgrid. Or if you clicked on the Flipgrid link before and already did it, it should be in there. Okay, this is just for letting me know which ones you did so that I can grade them, okay, or look at them. So some other ones have the Flipgrid. The song and poem has that Flipgrid link in there. The podcast and interview has the Flipgrid link, and so on. Okay, the Rube Goldberg. So you may or may not, depending on how you do it, have a Flipgrid link in there, but I have that option for anything that could have a video. All right, so this should be something that's kind of different and something that's a little bit fun for this week. It's really, besides the notes, the only thing that you're doing this week. So have fun with it, be creative. I want to see what you guys come up with. And please ask if you have any questions.